The Last Acorn, A Tale of Greed and Gratitude. In the heart of the golden oak forest, where leaves danced like golden coins in the wind and rivers sang lullabies, lived a wise and kind old rabbit named Grandpa Thistle. He was known across the woods not just for his stories, but for the grand old oak tree that stood proudly in his backyard, a tree that grew the rarest acorns in the world. These weren't ordinary acorns. They sparkled with a golden hue, and were said to bring fortune and peace to anyone who ate them with a grateful heart. But such treasures rarely stay secret for long. Just down the hill, two young rabbits, Finn and Milo, were always on the lookout for something new, something shiny, or something they could boast about. Finn was clever but impatient. Milo was strong but often greedy. One day, while playing near Grandpa Thistle's garden, they overheard him telling a story to a group of baby bunnies. And so, the last golden acorn must never be taken with a selfish heart, Grandpa Thistle said, gently holding an acorn that glowed faintly in his paw. Finn's eyes lit up. Milo's mouth watered. "Did you hear that?" Milo whispered. "Golden acorns that bring fortune." Finn nodded. "If we get that last acorn, we'll never need to work again. We'll be the richest rabbits in the forest." And just like that, a plan began to form. The next morning, the two rabbits returned with baskets, ropes, and even a tiny ladder made of twigs. They watched from behind a bush as Grandpa Thistle tended to his garden. But as the old rabbit hummed a tune, he suddenly stopped, looked directly at their hiding spot, and smiled. "Boys," he called out, "the golden acorn is not just a nut. It knows your heart. Take it with greed, and it will crumble. Take it with gratitude, and it will bloom." Finn and Milo exchanged confused glances but said nothing. That night, they crept back to the tree under the cover of moonlight. At the very top branch, nestled in the crook of the oak's highest limb, sat the last golden acorn. Milo boosted Finn upward, and after a struggle and a few scratched ears, Finn grasped the acorn. But the moment his paw wrapped around it, the acorn turned black and crumbled into dust. They gasped. Suddenly, the tree began to shake. Leaves fell. A deep groan echoed from the trunk. And then, silence. The next morning, the great golden oak tree stood bare. No leaves. No acorns. Just lifeless bark and stillness. Animals from every corner of the forest gathered in shock. Squirrels, owls, deer, badgers, and of course, rabbits. Grandpa Thistle stood quietly beneath the branches, holding the small pile of dust that once was the last golden acorn. Finn and Milo stood to the side, ashamed. "What happened?" a young squirrel asked. Grandpa Thistle sighed. "Someone took the acorn without gratitude. And so, the tree has given up. The forest fell into mourning. Birds didn't sing. The wind didn't whisper. The golden oak forest felt." Milo boosted Finn upward, and after a struggle and a few scratched ears, Finn grasped the acorn. But the moment his paw wrapped around it, the acorn turned black and crumbled into dust. They gasped. Suddenly, the tree began to shake. Leaves fell. A deep groan echoed from the trunk. And then, silence. The next morning, the great golden oak tree stood bare. No leaves. No acorns. Just lifeless bark and stillness. Animals from every corner of the forest gathered in shock. Squirrels, owls, deer, badgers, and of course, rabbits. Grandpa Thistle stood quietly beneath the branches, holding the small pile of dust that once was the last golden acorn. Finn and Milo stood to the side, ashamed. "What happened?" a young squirrel asked. Grandpa Thistle sighed. "Someone took the acorn without gratitude. And so, the tree has given up. The forest fell into mourning. Birds didn't sing. The wind didn't whisper. The golden oak forest fell to grey." That night, Finn sat on a rock, unable to sleep. Milo paced nervously. "We ruined everything," Finn said softly. "I just wanted more," Milo whispered. They decided to go to Grandpa Thistle and confess. They found him sitting beneath the oak tree, alone. "We are sorry," Finn said. We were greedy. We thought it would bring us everything we ever wanted. Grandpa Thistle looked at them with tired but kind eyes. The tree is alive, he said. But only barely. And only one thing can heal it. What? They asked. A true act of selflessness. Something done not for gain, but for love. And with that, he handed them a small seed, the very last spark of the golden acorn spirit. You must find the place where the forest cries the most, he said, and plant this seed with a grateful heart. Finn and Milo set off the next morning. They traveled for days, across cold rivers, dark caves, and silent meadows. Along the way, they gave away their food to hungry critters, helped a family of mice fix their home, and even carried an injured bird back to its nest. With each act, their hearts changed. The journey was no longer about restoring the tree for their own pride, it was about healing the forest they had hurt. At last, they reached the Weeping Hollow, a place where the land had dried and the air was still. Once it had been a blooming meadow, but now only brittle grass remained. This must be it, Milo said. They knelt, dug a hole with their paws, and gently placed the seed in the earth. Then, Finn closed his eyes and whispered, "Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for giving us another chance." And then they waited. A soft breeze rolled through the hollow. The ground shimmered slightly. And before their eyes, a small golden sprout burst through the soil, glowing like morning sunlight. It grew, slowly, reaching toward the sky, each leaf vibrant and warm. The golden oak tree had been reborn, not in the same place, but in a new one, born from selflessness and gratitude. Animals began to arrive. Birds sang again. Flowers bloomed. And in the very center of its new branches, a single golden acorn sparkled. Back in the village, the forest had returned to life. Grandpa Thistle smiled as Finn and Milo returned, older in spirit, their hearts lighter. "You've done well," he said. "The forest thanks you." From that day on, the two young rabbits became caretakers of the new golden oak, teaching others about the importance of giving, gratitude, and humility. And the golden acorns? They never took a single one, but the tree gave them freely to those with open hearts. Moral of the story: greed may destroy what we cherish, but gratitude can restore even what is lost. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also share this video.